This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth. It's Monday, August 5th, 2024, a day that many are calling Black Monday, as the stock markets around the world take a tumble and experience historic losses. Now, this meme here is pretty hilarious. They even have audio that goes with it. But unfortunately, nothing about this is actually funny. I mean, this is what it looks like when $1.93 trillion, with a T, is evaporated from the market. Now, let me be clear. This money didn't just disappear. When things like this happen, the money simply exchanges hands, and there are a lot of people who profited from this and who saw what was coming. I mean, you've got Berkshire, who halved their Apple stock, boosting their cash holdings to $277 billion as it gets defensive. So here you have one of the most famous, stock investors in the world, Warren Buffett, selling 50% of his Apple stock. What does he know is coming down the pike? What does he see coming? Well, it turns out there's a lot of other very key people noticing what's coming, and we can tell because look at this. Well. Lockheed Martin's stock just pumped by 23%, and this is at a time when the markets are dumping. Why is one of the biggest military-industrial complex stocks in the world pumping while the rest of the market is dumping right now? A very good question. Someone seems to know something about World War III. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's not just Lockheed Martin. These are other defense stocks that are rallying right now as the market continues to crash. You've got Raytheon stock taking a huge spike, up by 14%. You've got, as we talked about, Lockheed Martin taking a huge spike, up almost nearly 20% today. You've got Northrop Grumman also up nearly 13% today. The conclusion, folks, ultimately, it seems that investors in the above defense stocks might profit generously from the ongoing tensions and military activity around the world, particularly with thanks to their backing from the U.S. government. So today we're going to take a look. Is this stocks collapsing worldwide caused by the globalists imploding the economies in the next phase for the Great Reset? We're going to take a look at all of that and much more in this video, guys. But really quickly, before we do, I'd ask that you check me out here at subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. Here you can sign up for $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. Whatever is within your means is greatly appreciated, guys. I can't do this work without your support. So if you appreciate my efforts to bring you this information, please check the top link in the description below on whatever video platform you happen to be watching this on today. All right, guys, let's start with this. Wall Street's fears gauge hits the highest level since COVID and the 2008 crash. Nearly everything on Wall Street is tumbling Monday as fear about a U.S. recession grows, and the steep sell-off hits 401ks. Wall Street's most watched gauge of investor anxiety logged its largest ever daily jump on Monday. The VIX hit the highest levels in 4 years when it spiked as COVID shut down the economy. Now, let's be clear about this, guys. COVID did not shut down the economy. COVID had nothing to do with the shutting down of the economy. That was 100% purely the government's doing. And when the government is involved in market manipulation, there's a lot of people making a lot of money behind the scenes. Like when you see 1.93 trillion, again, just disappear in a single day, you got to remember, it didn't just evaporate, folks. It merely exchanged hands. And I know a lot of people out there are thinking, hey, this doesn't really affect me. They've kind of already robbed me of everything I have and own, so, who cares what they do? But there's a lot of people out there who do have something to lose, and they are thankfully remaining calm right now. And I do think that's something we need to do in a time when The military industrial complex is building up their defense spending while the stock market is crashing. It's important to remain calm in these situations, guys. And we're going to talk about some things that you can focus on moving forward. But the big story of the day is the fact that while these markets are crashing, you've got these defense stocks rallying. And that says a lot about the wars that might be coming down the pike, obviously. Although the majority of assets in the stock market are crashing, certain defense stocks are doing the exact opposite, rallying amid the rising geopolitical tensions that have seen new war fronts arise or threaten to appear in multiple regions, as the now already old wars are continuing to rage on. As it happens, these defense stocks, which are among the favorites of many United States politicians, some of whom sit on the committees overseeing defense budgets or creating geopolitical policies, are increasing in price, demonstrating curious behavior amid the widespread stock market decline. And I don't think there's anything curious about this. The military-industrial complex is preparing for war, and you can see it by following the money. You've got Raytheon. Specifically, these include the shares of Raytheon, which have been a favorite pick of many Congress, Senate, and House members in 2024, and who have been buying them as opposed to selling them by a much larger margin last year. Currently, the price of Raytheon stock, owned by this Representative Kevin Hern, Senator Mullen, and this guy Newhouse, and others, stands at 114, recording a modest 0.09 advance across the past week. But nonetheless, it's growing 14% in the past month and gaining 34% since the year's turn. We have Lockheed Martin, again, the perhaps largest one of the three. Lockheed Martin, which secured a $1.5 billion deal with the U.S. government in June and is profiting from the announced increase in American military presence in the Middle East and the deaths of, the recent death of the Hamas leader and the Hezbollah commander. This is giving them the leg up in the Middle East right now, which is why people are investing. After reaching all-time highs of 547, the stock, which is also among Representative Hern's possessions, is now recording of a price of 553. That's up 3% on its weekly chart, as well as moving upwards by nearly 20% across the past month. It accumulates an increase of 21%. You got Northrop Grumman, finally, who relies on stable revenue streams thanks to steady government spending, even during economic downturns, which could be one of the reasons why this Representative Josh Guthmeyer, a member of the House Select Committee on Intelligence, also purchased it in 2023. So at the present time, the stock company has just carried out cargo resupply mission to the International Space Station. It's trading at 485. This is an increase of 3% on the weekly chart, advancing 12% across the month, making a mere modest 3.5% gain year to date. So again, all three of these are massively up. Again, defense stocks profiting generously from ongoing tensions and military activity around the world, particularly thanks to their backing by the U.S. government. So with all these, political tensions continuing to rise, all these, massive sell-offs of the tech stocks and a huge rise in the defense stocks, it looks like they are preparing for war. And, there are things that we can do to stay 2 steps ahead and to prepare for this as well. Many of you know, if you've been watching this channel for many years, that I'm a big advocate for gold and silver. Tangible assets that you can physically hold in your hand that the government essentially can't control. You could bury it in your own backyard and deal with it how you will, outside of the clutches of the government. In fact, in case you didn't know, gold is nearing all-time record highs in the middle of all this, U.S. economic woes and geopolitical tensions. So again, I think that's a good way to go, but we have to be very calm right now, because it does seem like this is a little bit of the eye of the hurricane as these defense stocks are rising. It clearly appears that the military-industrial complex is preparing for war. Like I said, these guys are having a grand old time, and when 1.93 trillion with the T evaporates from the market, it simply exchanged hands. And with this kind of government manipulation, they are the ones behind this, and they are the ones pushing for war right now. So just wanted to bring all that to your attention, guys. If you didn't know about Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman, this should serve as a stark warning. This is a big red flag. Just like this guy said, someone seems to know something about World War III. So just wanted to bring all that to your attention, guys. If you do appreciate my efforts to do so, don't forget to check me out here at subscribestar.com/pressfortruth if you want to sign up for a monthly reoccurring contribution. Thank you so much to anybody who does contribute in that way. It is very greatly appreciated. And that's all for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, share this video, and stay tuned, guys. We're going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.